about potentially playing. They finalized it earlier in the week. Many of us thought maybe we would see a top 10 Lehigh team today. We asked John Desko about that a few days ago. He said Holy Cross had the first right of refusal because that's who Syracuse had reached out to first. Lehigh was always going to be plan B. And the Orange control the opening faceoff off the wings. It's Peter Dirth to Owen Hiltz, and a save made by A.J. Fox. And here come the Crusaders of Holy Cross out of the Patriot League, 1-2 on the season. Opened with a win against Sacred Heart, an overtime loss to Colgate, a game in which they trailed 6-0. Lucas Quinn, he's got 5 goals on the young season. Been a big part of that second midfield. Hiltz. Cook still looking for his first tally this year. Rafis on the doorstep, and the Orange finally get one. Chase Scanlan, his 8th of the season, the Loyola transfer. Stephen Rafis, his team leading 12th assist.
You look at Stephen Rafis. He's been the quarterback all season for the Orange. Spot feeds the double deuce. Chase Scanlan on the backside. Orange up 1-zip. Extra man for Syracuse. Hiltz with the ball right now, 77 in white. Does a masterful job, not only as a shooter on the left side, but watch him skip past the ball, across and through the defense.
Here comes Dordovic, thought about it. Rafis. Now Hiltz, there's the skip, and it's Chase Scanlan for the slam dunk on the doorstep.
You know, I'm telling people all the time, they're seeing 77 in white as this gunslinger who stretches the defense with an incredible, snappy, quick pops, which I think he certainly can. This offense will go to new heights, and I'll tell you why. We both agree Rafis has established himself as a true quarterback, right, Anish?
Yes.
Okay, Owen Hiltz is the real
too.
deal. Yeah, he just did it right there from behind as a shooter. Owen Hiltz is one of the top freshmen in the country, hands down. Scanlan is going to have his opportunities as a result of playing with Rafis right here, who has that presence from behind. Fearless is a real legit athlete. And when you watch him run the field, he played a lot of offense, faced off at Ward Melville, one of the best high school programs in America on Long Island in Suffolk County. I love his feet and how he can lock down a midfielder when he's on defense, but his experience in the past makes him someone that you have to account for in the transition game.
Scanlan with a hat trick. Another feed from Hiltz, and there's that through pass from the freshman Owen Hiltz.
This is gorgeous. 77 in white. Snap of the top hand, spot feed your teammate. And I think Scanlan.
Here comes Kennedy. Plays it to the wing, behind the back pass to Rafis. Hiltz has some magic hands.
He does. Culver Academy out of Toronto. The upside is limitless for 77.
Rafis to Quinn, top shelf. And it's 5-0 Syracuse finding its groove in the second quarter.
The thing that makes this Syracuse midfield so deadly is how two-handed they are. Lucas Quinn just snapped that right to the top corner. This is about a perfect of a shot as you could ask for. Step in, righty goalie, top left, no one by their man.
There's Trimboli. Trimboli, bounce shot high. 7.9 left. Here's Scanlan, 3 goals in the first half, looking for 4. Chase Scanlan with 4, and he nets one with a second to go.
This is great stuff by 22. And the reason being is he's been short-sticked a lot, meaning like teams are not looking at him as a dodging threat. A lot of times they'll put their third defender on him.
Because he's a terrific coach. They get after you defensively. Syracuse probably looking ahead to Duke on Thursday and not wanting to get too beat up, especially with the Blue Devils not having a game this weekend. But listen, for the fans and all of us who don't really have a stake in it, as Trimboli scores, we would have loved to see Lehigh.
Trimboli taking a page out of Brendan Curry's repertoire and book. Curry's been inverting a lot from the Syracuse midfield.
Rafus curving around the crease. Up top, Quinn steps into one.
Let's go.
Hiltz went a little too quickly. Working on the freshman, Rocky. Hiltz gets topside and beats A.J. Fox. It's 8-zip.
Yikes. Look at this release. I mean, are people tired of me saying, look at this release when he passes and shoots the top hand and just snaps it? That is so hard for a goalie. But Teed also has some aspects of his game that Owen has to catch up to as well. I'm not saying he's better than Teed right now, but he's a better shooter than Teed.
Hiltz to Trimboli with a cannon shot.
You know, when we watched Jeff Teed all those years at Cornell, and we were hoping we could see him in the Ivy League play this year, his ability to find teammates.
Raggi, the freshman, now into dangerous waters, able to get it to his offensive personnel. Spangenberg against DiPietro. Here's Knaus. Looking to feed to Major inside. It's on the turf. Off the scramble, Magalotti with the first goal of the game for Holy Cross at the 10:27 mark of the third quarter.
You know, Magalotti, only a sophomore. I think he's going to be a solid player in the Patriot League. JL Rembert loves what he does in space. This time he does it in trap. Found some scenes with Trimboli and Hiltz. But at the end of the day, give your defense a lot of looks. This is a learning experience. It's 9-1. You going to win this game? No. But throw different adjustments at your defense that will allow you to grow and be better when it comes to league play. So mix it up in zone and man and make these guys think.
Another one. Chase Scanlan's got 5, and he's eating at the buffet line. He's had a few slam dunks right on that crease.
You're right. I mean, when the ball moves that fast, the backside's underrated players in the ACC.
Nakai, to me, this year is playing on another level.
Yes.
His lacrosse IQ right now is through the roof. He's picking his spots so well. He's been efficient. The turnovers are down. Another shot, another score. Syracuse continues to pile on. And that looks like Scanlan, who's got a sock trick.
You know, we talk about righty stretch shooters who can finish inside. Duke has Joe Robertson in this role. Well, Cuse today, they've got the double deuce, Chase Scanlan. He's hit the back of the net 6 times. He is embracing the sport, and the people are just beautiful and so embracing. And I had an amazing 7-8 days down there and spent it all with that program. It was one of the best things I've done in the last 6 years.
Hiltz to Rafus. Those two have been catalysts today. That is 4 assists now for Owen Hiltz.
The selflessness of this Syracuse offense has really impressed me. And Holy Cross is playing hard, and that's all JL Rembert can ask. But Syracuse is moving the ball at hyperspeed. It makes him so difficult to defend, and we've been talking about Rob Kabovitz so much. And one of the things that I always tell people, the balance in Rob's game. Owen has the balance to go 4 goals, 1 goal. You look at Rob, and one of just 4 players in Syracuse history to have 125 goals and 120 assists. The other 3, their last name is Powell.
Yeah. Talking to John Desko, he mentioned that of all the great players that come through Syracuse, as the Orange score quickly in transition again. Chase Scanlan with his 7th goal, tying a career high that he set in his first game with Syracuse against Colgate.
He came out against Colgate in
a slow start. It was only 1-0 after the first quarter, and then the Orange blew it open, led 6-0 at halftime. They've tacked on 7 more here in the third. And Holy Cross nets its 2nd goal of the game. Allie Dodge, TJ Lynch doing it by himself.
This is a nice, strong, hard dodge. He's a both-handed type player. I was mentioning the Syracuse guys, righty-lefty. Lynch is a guy who could go both sides, and he's got the size to get in defenders. And you saw Avila's 4th piece off to the side, the gray T-shirt underneath his jersey that was enormous. Because Rob wasn't the biggest guy, so the jersey looked like a cape. And he studied every little move. And I remember Mikey because I lived with Rob and Casey when Mikey was a young buck, and he used to come over and hang out on the couch with us as a young boy, and he loved Rob. And I remember Casey bringing Mikey into the Dome, and Mikey also brings up the story of his first time watching Casey in the Dome and being nervous to meet Rob. Just
makes it
was so profound, and we all wanted to chase those guys that were the generations before us. And guys like Brian Crockett, who's from Yorktown and tragically lost his life in the late 2000s and played on the championship team in 2004. Well, he was a ball boy when I was playing with Rob in high school. And Brian ends up going to Syracuse. So it's almost something you could write a book about.
Spangenberg on the doorstep. It's 14-3. And the assist there, Kark, is Conrad Knaus, and that's got to feel good for number 34, whose dad, Eric, who had passed away a few years ago.
33 in black is one of those guys that, like in football, you could split him out wide. You could put him in the backfield. He's like a scat back, right? Plays in space. And you saw the quickness in the first step. There's some pieces here to build on.
Think about the situation, though, that Reppert came into. Not only do you take over a team, as Knaus scores. Now, more on that in a second, but Conrad Knaus, the sophomore out of Sandwich, a goal and an assist in this 4th quarter. Something to send home. Doing it on the field where his dad played, and where his dad won a national championship.
And he's going to have more room and less attention to Pop because Brennan O'Neill is an outlier. I mean, he's a freshman in college, and he's an outlier on the field. I mean, he's big, fast stick skills, and the combination of all, like, who else possesses that size, speed, and stick nationally?
Matt Major to Spangenberg for his 2nd goal. Well, I tell you what, the ACC Freshman of the Year Derby, 4-man race, as you take a look at the feed by Major, the freshman, and then Spangenberg, the most experienced. 2 minutes to go. A visit to Durham to take on number 2 Duke on Thursday for Syracuse. Holy Cross back in action next weekend. They are in Annapolis to take on a Navy team, which might be a sleeper in the Patriot League. Our friend Quint is bullish on Navy. Forrest scores! And that's 15 for Syracuse. Rob Kavovit's old number.
Liam Ferris is just a freshman, but when you talk to the coaching staff, along with Owen Hiltz, he's the next guy that they mention can pop. Big.
ACC softball, Syracuse and Duke. Coming up at the top of the hour here on the ACC network. Final 20 seconds. Only one goal in the opening quarter for Syracuse. Then they woke up in the second, third, put this game away as that one beats Harrison Thompson. 4.4 seconds to go. It's 15-6. Will Vincent.
Credit Holy Cross just for going hard the entire game.
For the face-off. Jack Doherty. You ready?
A fitting final score. Syracuse with 15 goals. The number